what is the difference between a CV and a resume? So we hear these a lot, but what actually distinguishes one from the other? So if you look at a CV, and we're going to go into these one by one, by the way, and kind of define what they each mean. But a CV is often required for any sort of higher education position. So, for example, if you are applying to anything within education, like some graduate schools like seeing a CV after you go to graduate school, whether that's a master's or a PhD, oftentimes a postdoctoral position requires a CV. Any sort of main academic research position, typically they want a CV. So it's very academic of a document to have. It's very comprehensive in that it includes your full work history, your full experience, right? So it can be long. I mean, if you look at some professor CVs these days, some of them are like 20 pages long, all right? They just keep adding on and on and on. So it's really comprehensive. It includes all your qualifications, your activities, as well as any sort of diverse experience. So CVs are very long. They're typically not very pretty looking. Okay, they're typically just typical Times New Roman or regular fonts. They're just really long, and they're just kind of a list in a way. On the other hand is a resume, which many of you have. And this is what is commonly used in industry positions, right? So biotech, pharmaceutical, any sort of industry out there, they typically want a resume. And this focuses on your strongest and most relevant qualifications. They don't care about everything, right? They just want your most relevant experiences, strongest qualifications based on what you are applying for. Okay. And these are all tailored. Each resume that you have is tailored towards a specific position. Like, let's say, for example, they're looking for a biology researcher at a biotech company. Okay. Let's say that you have to work with, I don't know, cancer. Okay, like you're doing cancer research. The resume that you're going to make for that company is going to be very tailored towards what skill sets you have that highlight your ability to become a cancer researcher. Okay, so everything else that you've done is not going to be highlighted on the resume. It's going to be very focused. And it's really summary. All right, so resume, we typically don't want it to go beyond 2 pages. Most of the resumes you'll see are between 1 and 2 pages in total, whereas a CV can be like 10 pages. Okay, so the length even differs between these two. All right, so this is kind of a nice overview over what we're going to go over in a little bit more detail the rest of this talk.